a little golden fish arrives, warm in a paper sleeve. It looks like it was just pulled from a pond. But it is not a fish at all. It is crisp, sweet, and filled with warm red bean paste. This is taiyaki, one of Japan's most beloved street snacks, a cake shaped like a sea bream. And that shape is not random. It is a tiny piece of good luck you can hold in your hand. That single idea is the whole key. Taiyaki turned an expensive symbol into a cheap, everyday treat. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly why it is shaped like a fish, and why that crisp little shell matters as much as what is inside. There is real history and real craft in every bite. So let's decode it. First, the basics. Taiyaki is a warm, fish-shaped cake, cooked in a special iron mold. The batter is thin and simple, close to pancake or waffle batter. Just flour, sugar, water, and a little leavening. It is poured into a fish-shaped iron, filled, closed, and cooked on both sides. The result is crisp outside and soft within. Classically, the filling is anko, a sweet paste made from red beans. Warm, smooth, and gently sweet. You buy it hot from a street stall or a festival stand. It is meant to be eaten right there, on the spot. The smell of them cooking is impossible to walk past. Warm, sweet, and toasty, drifting down the street. You often eat it while walking, straight from the paper. It is comfort food you hold in one hand. Now, the obvious question. Why on earth is a cake shaped like a fish? The fish is a tai, a Red Sea bream. And in Japan, tai is no ordinary fish. It is the fish of celebration, served whole at weddings and at New Year. It stands for luck and happiness. Its bright red color is considered especially auspicious. A whole tai on the table means something good is happening. There is even a pun buried inside it. The word for auspicious, meditai, hides the word tai. So a real sea bream was a luxury, far too expensive for everyday people. Only the wealthy ate tai on a normal day. Taiyaki was the clever answer. It gave everyone the shape and the good fortune of tai for the price of a snack. The word yaki simply means grilled or cooked. So taiyaki literally means baked sea bream. You are not eating fish at all. You are eating the luck of the fish, made of batter and sweet beans. That is a very Japanese idea when you think about it. Food that carries a wish, not just a flavor. The snack is also surprisingly modern. It was born in Tokyo around 1909. A shop called Naniwaya is widely credited with the very first taiyaki. Remarkably, it is still open today. And quickly, before we go on, thank you for actually watching this instead of just scrolling past. Stick around, because the little details of how it is made are cleverer than they look. Taiyaki did not appear from nowhere, though. It grew out of an older round cake called imagawayaki. Imagawayaki is the same basic idea, batter and filling, but shaped like a plain, thick disc. Someone had the bright idea to mold it like a lucky fish instead. That one change made all the difference. The fish shape was charming, memorable, and it sold beautifully. A round cake is easy to forget. A little golden fish is something you point at and smile. Now to the part that really defines it. The way it is cooked. The iron molds are shaped like a fish on both halves. Batter goes into the hot mold, then a spoon of filling, then a little more batter on top. The two halves are clamped shut and flipped by hand. The cook turns them over the heat, so both sides brown evenly. In a couple of minutes, the batter sets and crisps. It takes on that deep golden color and the sharp fish shape. The best part is the edge. Where a little batter escapes the mold, it fries into a thin, lacy, crispy fin. That crisp shell is the whole appeal. Thin and crackly outside, soft and warm inside. You bite through a shattering golden crust into hot, smooth bean paste. That contrast is the entire point. The fins and tail are the crunchiest bits. The belly, packed with filling, stays soft and rich. So a single taiyaki gives you two textures at once. Crackly crust at the edges, tender warmth in the middle. There are actually two ways to make it, and fans argue over them. The difference is all in the iron. One style cooks each fish in its own single mold, one at a time. That is called tenin, or natural taiyaki, and the shell comes out extra thin and crisp. The other uses a big plate that stamps out many fish at once. It is faster, but the shell is a little softer and thicker. Serious taiyaki lovers seek out the one-at-a-time kind. To them, that crisp, delicate shell is worth the wait. It is a small detail, but it changes the whole bite. The shell is really what separates a great taiyaki from an average one. Quick note before the last stretch. I have separate deep dives on other Japanese sweets and street foods, and they are worth a look. You will find them at the end of this video and linked below, so if one grabs you, you can head straight there. Now there is a famous little debate about taiyaki. Do you eat it head first or tail first? But the real question hides underneath it. Does the sweet filling reach all the way into the tail? In a generous shop, the bean paste runs right to the tip of the tail. That is a proud mark of a good taiyaki. In a cheaper one, the tail is just empty, crispy batter. So biting the tail first tells you exactly what you are dealing with. It has become a playful test among fans. A well-filled tail is a sign the shop really cares. Some people bite the tail first just to check. Others save that crisp, empty tail for last on purpose. For a long time, the filling was almost always red bean paste. That is still the classic and most loved version. But today, taiyaki comes in dozens of flavors. Sweet custard cream is hugely popular. There is chocolate, matcha, and sweet potato. Some shops even go fully savory, with sausage, cheese, or curry inside. You will even find a crispy croissant-style taiyaki with flaky, buttery layers. The fish shape stays. Almost everything else can change. Some shops fill it with ice cream instead, cold against the warm shell. The fish becomes a little dessert cone. And its round cousin lives on too. Imagawayaki still sells right beside it, with the same batter and the same fillings. So here is the real genius of taiyaki. It was never really about the fish or even the bean paste. It is about turning a symbol of luck into something anyone can afford. A luxury shape, filled with cheap, comforting sweetness. Take that same batter and filling and make it round, and it is imagawayaki. Shape it like a lucky sea bream, and it becomes something special. The shape sells the joy. The crisp shell and warm filling seal the deal. Japan took an expensive fish, a symbol of celebration, and made its good fortune available to everyone, for the price of pocket change. That is a pattern we keep seeing in Japanese food, a simple idea, batter and beans, lifted by meaning and craft into something people adore. Nothing here is complicated. It is just flour, sweet beans, and a very clever shape. And yet it has lasted over 100 years. A good idea, wrapped in a smile, rarely goes out of style. So the next time you hold a taiyaki, look at it properly. Notice the crisp fins, the golden shine, and the little fish smile. Then remember what it really is. A tiny symbol of good fortune made affordable for everyone. Then bite the tail and find out how generous your shop really is. The filling will tell you everything. That crisp shell and warm center are the whole story. A humble batter cake, quietly wearing the shape of good luck. So here is your takeaway. Taiyaki is not really about the fish. It is a cheap, crisp, warm pocket of good fortune that anyone can enjoy. Now, I would genuinely love to know, What is your ideal taiyaki filling? Classic red bean or something more modern? Tell me in the comments below. And here is the one moment I will actually ask. If this gave you a new appreciation for that little golden fish, leave a like. It really helps the channel grow. And subscribe if you want more of Japanese food decoded, one dish at a time. To go deeper right now, the video on the left decodes mochi, another Japanese sweet built on one clever idea. And on the right, you can decode miso, a true pillar of Japanese flavor. See you in the next one.